It's a long way to Coal Creek. It's a long way to the mine. It's a long way to Coal Creek. Trouble at the Coal Creek mine.
The trouble began when the coal company leased prisoners of the state and put local miners out of work. In 1892, outside Lake City, then called Coal Creek, miners battled the Tennessee State Militia here to protect convicts. Folks in the area still refer to the Coal Creek War and to Militia Hill where the battle took place.
And Governor Buchanan brought the militia, that's where he got that name, from Nashville to fight the Coal Creek War.
Faintly etched into the hillside are remnants of the earthworks that ringed Fort Anderson, as the militia encampment was known.
We need 2 flagging crews.
More than 100 years later, Fort Anderson is once again alive with activity. Archaeologists seek clues to the life of the soldiers who guarded the prisoners.
Got the measuring stick.
What we're trying to do is figure out where things were, where the features were, where the tents were, where the cisterns might have been, the magazine, the cooking pits.
This convict lease system began in the tough economic times following the Civil War. As in many southern states, Tennessee leased its prisoners to companies in need of cheap labor.
It was probably a good idea at the beginning, but by the 1890s, the system had gotten corrupt. Many of the convicts that worked in the mine down the hill here were young black men from Memphis.
Historians have recently put the hard words to it that it was de facto slavery.
By whatever name, the system put free miners out of work. The displaced miners united and sent the prisoners back to Governor Buchanan with a message saying they weren't going to allow convicts to work in Coal Creek. When the governor sent the convicts back, accompanied by state troops, a showdown loomed.
The main battles were fought in the summer of 1892. Then in the fall of 1892 is when the governor was up for re-election. So that's when he sent the entire state militia in September of 1892, and the miners had to surrender.
Though defeated, the miners' stand shed light on a corrupt system.
What happened at Coal Creek meant something to every miner in the southern coal fields for decades.
All that remains of those dark days is the old mine opening. Not long after the convict lease system was officially abolished, the state opened the Brushy Mountain Prison and Coal Mine Complex. For 50 years, the state of Tennessee was in the coal mine business.
Even though they didn't win the day in August that they charged Fort Anderson, a couple years later there was no doubt who'd won the Coal Creek War. It's a dark night in Coal Creek. It's a dark night in the mine. It's a dark night in Coal Creek. Trouble at the Coal Creek mine.